vulnerable people are always the most susceptible to propaganda, misinformation, and conspiracy ideas, especially in times like this where we're all stressed out. And if there's a way to help them out of those traps, attacking them definitely isn't going to work. Why do people believe in these conspiracies about COVID-19? Why do people follow cult personalities or seek contrarian opinions? Well, it's because they're vulnerable. People feel bullied, they feel left behind, isolated, and exploited, or they're abused, feel inadequate, and they're looking for answers, community, security, and identity, and they tend to find it in conspiracy. Fringe belief, or if you become part of a tightly knit outcast group, you're going to feel like you've got some kind of secret, valuable information that the world really needs to hear. You feel important for knowing it. And anybody on the outside becomes a vague, intangible enemy. You attack them, call them they. The best way to reach vulnerable people who really think they know the truth is by really just consistently sharing evidence-based information with the intent of really helping them. Don't attack them. These folks already have a compelling story. They just need to be told one that is better and closer to the truth. For people who throw out a lot of propaganda and conspiracies, I'm looking at you, Alex Jones. Those folks need to be challenged, but their followers are just victims of circumstances who got exploited. They still have a chance to leave this group if you can reach out and welcome them into a new group based maybe more on science and actual information. If you hear your friends' concerns over the current economic devastation we're going through, if you hear that they're skeptical towards these politicized media narratives, or if they show other signs of being vulnerable, reach out and listen to them. Join with them and talk to them before some charismatic propagandist or fringe group reaches out and starts to control how they think. Times like this, where there's a lot of uncertainty and misinformation going around, just remember that anecdotes and stories are not data. Good data is carefully measured and collected information that's based on a range of subject-dependent factors, including controlled variables, meta-analysis, and randomization. This is scientific analysis. We're seeing a lot of outliers that are attempting to counter global consensus around COVID-19 with amateur reporting and unverified sourcing that is not collected data. There are breaking news stories that only relay initial findings of an event, and that's not collecting data. You've got to be careful where you're getting your media information from. Instagram probably is not a good source, nor is Twitter. Or it's really hard to know what to believe in today. We're in a time where institutional trust is kind of ruined. The gatekeepers of information have been dismantled, but it's crucial now, more than ever, to follow a range of credentialed sources for both your breaking news and data collection. Folks like New York Times, for me, COVID-19 is evolving so fast. All we have are limited and evolving metrics that experts are starting to decipher. We're acting upon them immediately to the best of our ability. This leaves a lot of openings for opportunists and charismatic manipulators that can lead people astray by exploiting exactly what they want to hear. Be careful where you get breaking news, and storytelling is always going to get spun with an interpretive bias from different media perspectives. But data is science. That can't be replaced by any one-off anecdote or story. Try to remember this to avoid fear-based sensationalism or conspiracy theories that can take over your problem. Getting credible information to the people is the split between experts and communicators. Most experts aren't communicators, and most communicators aren't experts. This often results in research being spun with a narrative by the time it reaches you and the rest of the public. Research makes descriptive claims, while humans draw prescriptive claims from it. These different interpretations are often necessary to discover the why and the how, but one fact really remains. The experts who do the work itself are the ones with the best interpretation of their own methodology. Since experts are often really bad communicators, this opens space for anybody with a microphone to interpret their research however they want, and they can then project it to the public. Even if it directly opposes the conclusions of scientists, it can create a partisan divide and also create fringe conspiracies. Americans look to communicators and celebrities for answers. Because of this, we need to demand higher standards of our communicators and celebrities when they deal with expert information. We also have to encourage our experts to become better communicators. The Kardashians may not. The American public can get educated on the motivated reasoning behind where we are all getting information from. While remaining open to expert consensus, there's room for really thoughtful discussion that can hopefully bend towards the truth. But it's got to start with genuine understanding of what's going on. It's an absolutely beautiful day today here in Brooklyn. The air is crystal clear. I can hear birds chirping for basically the first time. And there's also no gunfire. Kidding. But why is the air so clean? Well, admire it right now. Because we're all social distancing and staying at home, we're not driving cars around all over the place. Cars burn gasoline. You get nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide. All of these pollutants tend to turn the air a brown and yellow color. This stuff is inherently nasty stuff. All of the pollution from cars creates a lot of particulate matter that kills off thousands of people every year in America. It also creates a lot of respiratory diseases. The air is never this clean when we drive cars. If we can find a way to switch to bicycling and mass transit, we can certainly easily clear up the air in New York City and have this all the time.